Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jamuna Tira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Prabhupāda Mansa Paribhajirācārya Sakare Kṛṣṇa Bhakti-Vedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava ki Jai. Rāma Rāma Shri Hare Rāma Thakur ki Jai. Name to the whole Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Radha Kṛṣṇa Bho Gopinath Sam Kanda Radha Kanda Giri ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Navadvip Dham ki Jai. Ganga Maya ki Jai. Jamuna Maya ki Jai. Guru Dwarka Dham ki Jai. Swami Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. All glories to God. All glories to God. Thank you very much.
Classman who can understand God, that is missing at the present moment. The first class man who can understand God, that is missing. That means head is missing. Head is missing. If the head is, brain is cracked, then in spite of having the hands and legs and belly, the situation becomes confused. So at the present moment, the first class man who can understand God, who can speak about God, the science of God, that is missing. As well as the armed, real Kshatriya, who can give protection. Here also people are taking in parts in politics. There is the same aim. How can I get some money? That's all. The whole thing is Sudra. Sudra's business is do something and get money. That's all. Finish. That is Sudra's business.
What do you think has gone wrong with these supposedly intelligent people who should be concerned with God's business but are not? Well, why have they lost it?
Where is the intelligent people? They do not understand even what is virtue and sin. They do not understand. So where is the intelligent person? They are thinking everything is all right. But the nature does not say so. Nature says, this is good for you, this is bad for you. But they do not know it. Where is Pandit Mohai? Call.
He is in London.
Oh. Who can read Bhagavad Gita? Find out the verse. Pravittincha nivittincha navidu asura jana.
This is very good.
Pravitti. P-R-A-V-R-I-T-T-I. In the 16th chapter.
what do you think people who are not in the Krishna consciousness movement should do? I mean, should they join the movement, or is there a specialization? So there are some people who do what you're doing.
No,
and
everyone
other people
should
do
join.
other things.
Everyone should join.
Yeah.
Everyone should join. What do you understand by Krishna consciousness? What is your idea?
I don't know. I come to find
Krishna
out.
consciousness means God conscious. Krishna means God. So if one is not God conscious, he must be a demon.
But the trouble is, the phrase is too vague. So there are thousands of groups having the same sort of phrase, you see. Talking about God consciousness, you must have both.
Then you have to see, that's why you go to purchase something in the market. There are thousands of varieties. But the intelligent man can pick up the nice one.
You think it's just one nice one?
Huh? Yes. If God is one, therefore God consciousness must be one. Do you think God, there are many gods?
God has many forms.
Huh?
God has many forms. So
That is another thing. Just like you are Mr. Such and Such, you may dress in a different way. But in whichever way you dress, you are Mr. Such and Such. Similarly, God may have many forms, we also admit that. But God is one. God cannot be many. That is stated in the Vedic literature. Advaita achyuta anadi ananta rupam. Ananta rupam. God can expand. We are also expansion of God. We living entities, we are also expansion of God. The tree is also expansion of God. The germ is also expansion of God. So everything is expansion of God. That is pure understanding of God. But who is understanding in that way? They are seeing differently. Oh, here is a man, here is a dog, here is a cat, here is a tree. Who is seeing that everyone is expansion of God? Then if I think that everyone is expansion of God, then if I want to kill you, I must take sanction from God. So it is a great science. People are neglecting it. They are not interested. Whenever we speak of God, they think they are talking something utopian. God is there, kingdom of God is there, one can go there. How one can be qualified? These things they are not interested at all. Therefore they are fourth class, fifth class men. So how you can be peaceful with fourth class, fifth class men?
Can people change themselves from being fourth class to third class and so on? Can
Yes.
people change themselves?
Oh, yes. That is the Krishna conscious movement. We can train from the 10th class man to the first class man. This is Krishna consciousness. What to speak of fourth class, fifth class? Any lowest class. GP su papa jona. Find out this verse. Man hi patha vipasita. Somebody must be quick. Go. Man hi patha vipasitya. GP su papa jona. Mam. Mam hi patha vipasitya.
Mami Parta
Vipasitya.
Yepi Syu Papa Yonaya Striyo Vaisyas Tata Sudras Tepi Yanti Param Gatim. O son of Krishna, those who take shelter in me though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, as well as Sudras, workers, can approach the supreme destination.
Yes.
So women as well?
Yeah,
Yes.
command them because they are less intelligent.
Women?
Yeah.
Is that right?
You do not know that?
No, I didn't know that, no. In fact, I'm quite surprised to hear it.
But it doesn't matter. If one takes the Krishna consciousness, he can be elevated. That is it. Read the purport.
It is clearly declared here by the Supreme Lord that in devotional service there is no distinction between the lower or higher classes of people. In the material conception of life there are such divisions, but for a person engaged in transcendental devotional service to the Lord there are not. Everyone is eligible for the supreme destination. In the Srimad Bhagavatam it is stated that even the lowest, who are called chandalas, dog-eaters, can be elevated by association with the pure devotee. Therefore, devotional service and guidance of a pure devotee are so strong that there is no discrimination between the lower and higher classes of men. Anyone can take to it. The most simple man, taking center of the pure devotee, can be purified by proper guidance. According to the different modes of material nature, men are classified in the mode of goodness, brahmanas, the mode of passion, kshatriyas or administrators, the mixed modes of passion and ignorance, vaishyas or merchants, and the mode of ignorance, sudras or workers. Those lower than them are called chandalas, and they are born in sinful families. Generally, those who are born in sinful families are not accepted by the higher classes, but the process of devotional service and the pure devotee of the Supreme God are so strong that all the lower classes can attain the highest perfection of life. This is possible only when one takes center of Krishna. One has to take center completely of Krishna, then one can become much greater than great jnanis and yogis.
Materially there is such division.
Yes.
But when they take to spiritual platform, there is no such distinction. I mean, they work on spiritual platform.
Can they do that in ordinary life, or do they have to join an institution?
Yes,
like this?
any ordinary life. Any ordinary life.
What is the function of the ashram then?
Ashram means to teach. Sakarmana kamabhacha samsiddhi lavate nara. There is what? Sakarmana. SVA.
Sva. Yena sarvam idam tatam sva karmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindanti manava. By worship of the Lord, one who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, man can, in the performance of his own duty, attain perfection.
Simply has to know how to do.
And it's very simple. Yeah? Yes, that's the story I've heard. Yeah.
Therefore we can claim anyone from any position. If he agrees to abide by our regulative principle, then he can be. That is not difficult. That is being happened actually. All my students, ask them what was their previous life and what is life now. They explain. A healthy person recovered from disease, he can very well understand that what I was in my disease condition and what I am now. It doesn't require to take certificate from others. He can personally understand, yes. I was like this, now I am like this. You can talk with any one of our students, boys or girls. They'll convince you. Yes. They're being trained.
I'm surprised that...
For example, in America, government is spending millions and millions of dollars how to check LSD. But the same LSD man, as soon as he comes to our camp, he gives up completely. This is practical.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They will hate to touch LSD. It is so perfect. So every thoughtful man, every philanthropist must study this philosophy very seriously and try to spread it with all benefit activities for the human society.
Is it, well, when you say it's very simple,
It is very simple, simpler than the simple.
it would change your life, but does it require a great visible change? I mean, do you have to change your life in the sense of that you actually do different things? You say in the ordinary performance of your duty, you can still attain the consciousness.
Just try to explain.
Yes, well, you can go on being a student, you can go on being a householder, you can go on being a professional man, you can do all these prescribed duties, and still you can go on becoming Krishna conscious too.
But there are degrees of it, so it's simple, but yet...
It's practical application in daily life, day-to-day life.
But then does that take a long time, a lot of training?
No, it doesn't take so much training.
Then what's the purpose of degrees of initiation? That if it's just a one
Well,
thing...
that's something different. If you want to take seriously,
Yeah.
Then you can become initiated.
And what's the function of that?
The function is that you accept the spiritual master as a bona fide representative of God, and that you take the rules and regulations very seriously, and you abide by these rules and regulations. There are rules and regulations in every ashram, in every temple. Just like, for instance, if you decided you'd like to stay here, so it'd be expected that you follow 4 basic rules: no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex life, and no idle sports, no gambling, no betting. See? And taking part in the day-to-day routine of rising early, bathing, attending the services, and helping to maintain the ashram by working, or by engaging in some particular duty that you would like to do. By writing, you can do this. If you have this vocation to write, then we supply your own office, we supply you with typewriter, paper, and you can write so many nice articles about Krishna. Therefore, you're dovetailing whatever you've experienced in the material world and whatever you've understood from the Shastra, from the scripture. See, you're benefiting yourself and you're benefiting your fellow man also.
That's the ashram life. But in the ordinary world, in a way which is what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the influence of Krishna consciousness in the ordinary world and how it would change people's relationships and how it would change.
Well, all we simply ask is to chant Hare Kṛṣṇa, to spend a few minutes, sometime in the day, in the morning or in the evening, just to sit down and chant Hare Kṛṣṇa, and gradually take on these rules and regulations.
They actually say chant Hare Kṛṣṇa always.
Why? How does that have such a strange effect? Why is that have such a strange
Why does it have such a strong effect, chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa?
As you can see.
Okay, I try it and see. I mean, it's something. You see, it's something very simple that one could do.
Yeah, very simple.
Yes.
It's something very simple, and so then the world could be changed very nicely and without any very complicated changes.
For example, the best example, most practical was, for instance, George Harrison, whom you must know. He has given this house for our propagating Krishna consciousness. He himself is singing about Krishna. So he's a singer. Before he was singing something, now he's singing something. So it's simply changed to Krishna. The singing is there, the music is there, the record is there, the audience is there. Simply the consciousness, or the object of the song is Krishna. So just like you are a scientist, or so you use your knowledge to systematically present Krishna.
But there's a difference between presenting an idea, which is about Krishna and ideas, and
it is not idea, it is fact.
Yes.
Well, some idea which is more complicated than just the word. I'm surprised that just the chanting of the words will be so significant.
Because the philosophy or the understanding is that the sound, Krishna, the sound of the name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, there's no difference. This is the meaning of absolute. Absolute means there's no difference between the name, the thing, its quality. In this world, your name
No,
and
in
yourself.
the physical world, from the sound, everything has come. From the sound, the air has come, from air the fire has come, from fire water has come, from water earth has come.
But the puzzle is that by how the world could be made better and people could be made to change by this simple procedure.
First of all, we have to understand what is the aim of this world. Why such big cosmic creation is there? What is the purpose?
That's a very important question to ask.
So they do not know that.
But do you know it?
Yes.
It's remarkable.
We know it. What is the purpose of this big creation? We know it. We know everything perfectly. That is our special qualification.
How do you think that there are so many other people that think they also know? How did they go wrong?
We are thinking partially. They do not know the right way. Just like a train is going on. So in the middle station, you get on a train. Now move. If you think that movement is begun from here, that is wrong. The movement has begun where from this train has started. That is right knowledge. But if a child will think, now you have got the train, it is moving now. That is not perfect knowledge. The moving is fact, but the knowledge is not fact. So the modern so-called scientists, they capture something in the middle. They do not know what is the beginning. And they are simply theorizing. No perfect knowledge.
That's I can believe that very readily.
Yes.
It's very difficult.
So they have no perfect knowledge, still they are taking the place of a teacher. So others must be misled. If you have no perfect knowledge on a subject matter, and if you become a teacher of that subject matter, will you not mislead others? That is going on.
Certainly.
They are taking big Nobel Prize by theorizing that life has begun from matter. Totally wrong. But they are getting Nobel Prize. Fool's paradise. Sabir Barahostakkharai Sanskruta Purusha Pasu. Animals, big animals. Suppose a lion roars, a small animal thinks, oh, he is a big thing. He does not know that he is animal, nothing but animal. Is it not? So this class of Nobel Prize winner is just like a big animal praised by other small animals. That's all. Both other animals. Otherwise, how they can cheat people putting some wrong theory? But this is going on. He is getting Nobel Prize. Wherever he goes, he gets good audience. He is talking all nonsense. We can understand that he is a fool. He is talking something intelligent. It was challenged. Some professor in California University, not his professor, he came from outside, the Nobel Prize winner. He has, perhaps you may know, evolution of chemicals. He is theorizing this. So his lecture began, the life has begun from these 4 chemicals. So in that university, there is my disciple who is also doctor in chemistry. So he challenged him, suppose if I give you these 4 chemicals, can you manufacture life? So he replied, that I cannot say. What is this? Then why you are theorizing like this nonsense? This is why. Just like Darwin's theory. He said, the man has come from monkey, but not a single monkey up till now has produced any man. Neither scientifically they can inject a monkey to produce another man. Still this theory is going on.
It could have taken a long time.
Huh?
It might have taken a long time to happen.
Why it should take? If it is actually fact, then it is no difficult thing to understand. But it is false theory.
You think that kind of evolution?
That is not evolution. Evolution is defined that we have got full knowledge. Evolution means just like I am now living in a house. It will belong to some lord. What is this lord?
Pigott.
Pigott, Lord Pigott. Now I am become Lord. Pigott is gone. Now it is Bhaktivedanta manner. So, not that I was in a small cottage, the cottage has evolved to become a big palatial building. Not that. I have come from that cottage to this bigger. That is nonsense Darwin does not know. Not elevation of the cottage to this big house. It is my personal elevation that I was living in a cottage, now I have got the chance to live in a palace. I am concerned. But Darwin is thinking the cottage has evolved to become a big house. That is nonsense.
You make it more silly than it really is. It's not quite as silly as that.
What is that?
He says you're making it more silly than it actually is.
No.
You're making Darwin sound a fool. I mean, you might well be wrong, but he had better grounds.
No, that then produce
what he did.
from the body of a monkey, you produce human being. Then you are correct.
Well, it would take a
I
long
don't
time.
say that I can turn this cottage into a big palace. I don't say. I am not so poor.
You could, but it would take you a long time.
No. It is not possible. Cottage is defined, this house is defined.
No, you can change. You can take a cottage and you can gradually add bits. You can put more bricks here. You can start to put windows in. It would take you a long, long time.
Why shall I do
Gradually
that?
it could change.
Why shall I do that? If the palace is already there, why shall I waste my
Indeed,
time?
why should you? But it's possible to do it.
No, why now? It is not possible. Cottage is not, you break the cottage and make a palace. That is another thing.
Well, we can for example, we can change dots.
You utilize the ingredients.
You can change.
Not that the cottage has developed into cottage. It is not that. Matter does not develop in that way.
Well, we can do it ourselves.
You
I've
cannot
looked
do
at your
it.
cows
You cannot
here,
do
you see. Those cows, you have
No,
lots
that
of
is our
different-
challenge.
You
You
have a
cannot
brown
do it.
cow, you have a black and white cow, and you have,
No.
a brown and white cow. Now, all those cows came from a single kind of cow, which is a wild cow. And you can make those cows change, you see, into different kinds of cows, some which produce a lot of milk, and some which produce a lot of beef, and some which have big horns and different colours. We can change animals in that way. You can see evolution happening on a small scale like that. So I think it's obviously possible that animals can change. I think you can see it.
I do not think it is possible that you can change a black cow to a white cow. I don't think.
No, not within.
He's talking about breeding. He's talking about breeding.
That is another process.
Yeah.
That is another process. Not that the same black cow has become a white cow. That is not.
Well, that's not what Darwin claims, that a monkey becomes a man. He claims that it's a similar process to getting a purebred special cow from a wild cow, that it happens over many generations. There's a change. And he would have supposed that that's the way that people came, or humans.
No, the point is whether the body of the monkey has changed into the body of human being.
I don't think that ever occurs.
Huh?
I'm sure that doesn't occur. I don't think it could.
So,
I
but
think you're
Darwin's
right.
theory is like that. He is pointing out that this body has changed into this body.
He says it's evolved from a monkey's form with a tail to a human being's form. But this is not according to this knowledge of Vedas.
Well, you seem to be attributing the wrong theory to Darwin, because he supposed that
We have got our own theory.
a monkey would change into a man. But in the same way as you can breed dogs and things like that, you can obviously change their form. That happens occasionally in nature from some special ways.
Yes, but a human being and a monkey, just like a cow and a horse, you will never get a horse from a cow, no matter how you breed them.
Well, horse and cow, it's possible that over a long time, so you can keep doing that.
No.
And the horse and cow had a common ancestor.
You must do it.
And one thing is, even accepting his theory, that
Well, I'm not defending it, I'm just saying.
mixed breeding, you can change to another species. Accepting this. But that you have to mix. But in nature's way, there are so many species of life. How it has happened?
According to Darwin's theory, by that very process, by animals just constantly evolving over millions
But
of years.
you say, your analogy is that you say, if we mix, you mix.
Mm-hmm.
But who is mixing?
Well, nature does that. Natural selection.
If you make analogy, you must bring all the similar points. Otherwise it's defective.
Well,
Here you bring a species of dog, another dog, and mix them. You are the worker.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So who is the worker?
Well, according to Darwin's theory,
Yeah.
it's
Who is
nature.
the worker?
It's nature. It's very simple, you see, because
But
the
nature, if you say nature is there. Just like this table, it has got this iron rod. It does not change into iron flute automatically. You cannot say that.
Yes.
If I am a man, I take this iron rod and make it an iron flute. I can do. But it does not make iron flute automatically. That analogy will not do.
Well, living things do move around and
Not
nature
living
has-
a dead
nature
thing.
has
This is a
created
dead
things.
thing. This is a dead thing. Iron rod,
Yeah.
iron pipe. But I am a living being. I can change this iron pipe into iron flute. The iron pipe does not automatically become iron.
Yes, it's true.
But Darwin says that automatically it is become.
Well, with living things, it's
Yes.
Just to make him understand.
The point is that
I can see what he's saying.
whatever it is, animal or any species of life, it appears to change, but actually someone is changing it. It's not changing.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah,
You understand?
I agree. Yeah. It's certainly possible that there's a force outside which is making
Yeah.
things change.
That is the whole,
That he does not
is the
know.
defect in Darwin's theory. Darwin is putting forward that the matter is changing independently of any worker,
Yeah.
of any other force.
Therefore I say that is foolishness.
Yes. I agree.
That is
You could still have evolution, but it could be directed by an outside force.
Yes, therefore there is evolution, but it is spiritual, not material. In other words, the monkey body is not changing to the human form, but actually the soul, or the
He
supreme,
transmigrating from this body to another
Oh, I
body.
see. But how did the body start to come about in the first place? I mean, they were just created, huh? In the first place. How did human bodies arise?
You have no experience?
Oh yes, but but
How your body is created?
Yeah, but in the very beginning, well, that was some
very
special
beginning, yes. Very beginning we accept God. God is therefore called the original Father. Is there any wrong?
No, that's
Yes.
splendid. That's a good story.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Just like I have got my father. So it is fact. My father has got a father. So he has got father, he has got to come out to the original father. Who has no father, but he is original father. That is God. But you have to accept it, that there is somebody living entity who is the original father. That you have to accept.
But that doesn't seem to make any difference to the way one behaves in the world. See, in the practice of Krishna consciousness, as you have, the practice and the theory, there seem to be two parts. There's one part which is about how to behave, and there's another part which is how the world is, or how the universe is, or how things came to be.
Yeah.
And it seems to be that these two are not necessarily to be connected. I see for you it's very important that they are, but it seems to make no difference to me
our point
whether
is
evolution exists or not, or whether how human beings started. That seems to make no difference at all. What seems to matter is how to live and how to behave towards each other and things like that. And I can understand that it's a good thing to be a vegetarian, for example. You see,
how to behave.
Not to gamble.
If I do not know what is the ultimate goal of life, then where is the question of behave?
I can see that the ultimate goal of life is very important, but what about the history? That doesn't seem to be important. Or the theory of how evolution occurs, for example.
History can give you the statement of a few years, but creation is not like that. It is eternal. It is eternal. So you cannot give eternal evidences by your historical method. That is not possible.
What he's saying is that one way or another, history, regardless of what the history was, is an irrelevant subject. And history does not seem a relevant subject. Whether we evolved or whether we were created does not seem important to him. But how we behave seems important to him.
But the thing is that he is also created. How he can say, he can remain aloof from creation. He is created by Father and Mother. How you can neglect this process of creation?
Well, the broader...
As soon as you accept that you are also created being, then the intelligent person knows what is the origin of creation. That is natural. If you are not interested in the origin of creation, then you are not in perfect knowledge.
Why do you need perfect knowledge?
Yeah, perfect knowledge to become perfect.
No, I'm puzzled about how that would influence. You see, you have a set of metaphysical theories, and some of them seem to be relevant to behavior. In other words, they would change your behavior. So, and they would change the way you treat other people, and that's very important. But there are other theories which you have which don't seem to make any difference to life. They're just theories. It just doesn't make any difference.
What do you mean by behavior?
Well, if you have a theory, for example, about how all things are part of God. So if you kill something, then you're killing part of God, and that's obviously a bad thing. Now I can understand that theory has a relevant behavior. It explains why you mustn't kill things. But there are all sorts of other parts of the theory the theories that you have, which seem to have no bearing. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the nature of God, for example, it doesn't seem to make much difference. I mean,
first of all, the thing is that what is the purpose of proposing some theory of knowledge? What is the purpose? Just like somebody is putting theory of knowledge. Take Darwin. He had no necessity to put forward this theory of evolution. Why? Why he takes so much trouble and why people are taking interest in his theory? What is the idea behind it? Well, there is no need of... suppose if one does not know the Darwin's theory, He is not suffering. There are so many hundreds and thousands of men. They do not care to know. But they are also living. Cats and dogs, they are also living. The first thing is where is the necessity of become a man of knowledge?
I don't think it's necessary, but it seems to, some people like it.
Then it is something sporting.
Sporting?
Yes, I can give some knowledge as my sporting, as my whims.
Yeah.
Is that the aim of knowledge?
For some people it is. Some people just like
Some
like
people,
knowledge.
if you bring some people, there are some people rascal, some people very nice, then it is very difficult. We have to generalize. Do you think the knowledge is required for some people, not for all?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Do you think that a man should be man of knowledge only for himself, not for others?
I think there are different kinds of knowledge. Some knowledge everybody should have,
But-
and some knowledge is not everybody can know everything.
My point
Knowledge
is, what is the purpose of acquiring knowledge?
It varies.
Huh?
It varies. Sometimes it's to know how to live.
No,
How to
but
live
it may
properly.
vary. Just like we are eating. You are eating something, I am eating something, but eating is necessary.
Mm.
You cannot say that eating is not necessary. So you may be interested in particular type of knowledge. I may be interested. But whether knowledge is essential for us or not.
But some knowledge is essential. Some,
Anyway, some knowledge is also knowledge.
Yeah.
That you cannot deny.
Yeah.
So knowledge is essential. You have to accept.
Mm.
Then what is the ultimate goal of essential knowledge? That comes. Suppose I am the whole thing. Somebody is studying my hand. This is also knowledge. Somebody is studying my leg. So there are different parts of my body. But what is the ultimate goal of such knowledge? Then we must know whose hand, whose leg, whose head, and that is essential knowledge. Knowledge is essential. Somebody is simply partially studying a part of that essential knowledge. But the aim should be how to come to that complete knowledge, which is called absolute knowledge.
Mm. I can see that, yes, I
Yes.
can see that's true, yes.
Yes.
But yes, how to come to that knowledge?
Absolute knowledge. Yes.
But there seem to me to be many routes to that knowledge, and you seem to deny that, and that puzzles
No,
me.
many groups may be, but we have to know which is right.
Yes.
That is my business.
Yeah.
When I want to purchase something, many sellers will come. Everyone will say, "Yeah, here is such, very nice." So it depends on me how to select the nice.
Yeah.
That is me. It depends on me, on my intelligence.
It's not just a matter of intelligence, it seems, because
No, it is matter of intelligence. Just like when you go to purchase something from the store, the storekeeper will give you varieties of gold, and you have to select. Yes, this is nice.
yeah, but there are, you see, in the case of going to a stall, you have a lot of things.
Yeah.
There is not necessarily one single thing which is the best one, because there you might go there.
No,
and
no.
Some people, like, you're choosing pears. You see, some people might like soft pears, and some people might like hard pears, and some people might like brown pears, and others like yellow pears. And there is no best pear. You see, there are particular ones. There are obviously bad pears and good pears, but of many different kinds. And you pick the one that you like, and it depends on, to some extent, what you're looking for. And then there will be many pears which are equally good. You see.
But,
And
but
that's-
if there is something that if you get that knowledge or you get that thing, you can get all other things automatically. Is it not intelligence to pick up that knowledge?
If it existed, yes.
Yes,
If it
exists.
existed.
It
okay.
exists. That is intelligence. Just like there is a tree in your house. So the tree has got so many branches, twigs, leaves, flowers, fruits. So if somebody says, "No, I like to pour water on the fruit." If somebody says, "No, I like to pour onto the leaves. And somebody says, I twigs, this is different. But if somebody knows to water everything at a time, who is intelligent?
Well, it depends. I don't know what the best thing.
No, first of all, you answer this.
No, it's not. The analogy is not. Not
Why
exact.
not analogy? You have to understand by analogy. You gave me analogy.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
And without analogy, how you can make progress?
Well, I would be in the position of somebody not knowing about trees, and I would see a lot of people, and they would all have a particular theory about how it is best to water a tree.
This is the way going on. The whole cosmic manifestation that is described in the Bhagavad Gita, Vishwarup. Just like I am a form. So I've got many parts. The fingers are there, the hairs are there, the nails are there. So many things. If you make analytical study, the anatomy or physiology, you will get so many parts. Innumerable. So this body, somebody is studying, psychologist. He is simply studying the brain. Somebody is physiologist. Somebody is biologist. The same center is the body. Center is the body. They have made so many departmental knowledge. But if there is any such process to know what is this body, then is it not possible to know everything? Jasmin Vijnata, that is the Vedic instruction. Jasmin Vijnati sarvamedam vijnatam bhavanti. If you understand the absolute truth, then other relative truths become automatically known. So those who are interested with the relative truth, they are intelligent. Or one is interested in the absolute truth, he is intelligent.
It just seems to be a particular problem to
Yeah.
find one's way among lots of different groups that express themselves in exactly the way that you do. Because there are very many, and that's very common.
They are busy with the relative truth.
Yeah, but they all say absolute truth.
There is a process of knowing the absolute truth. So
But they all say that
if you can understand the absolute truth, the relative truths become automatically known. This is Vedic insight. Jasmin Vijnati sarvavedam vijnatam bhavanti. By knowing the absolute truth. Just like, take another example, analogy. In the mathematics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So if you simply learn this, then you learn the whole mathematics. Because whatever you write in mathematics is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In this way and that way, and that way, plus, minus, division. But they are nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You simply make different angle of vision of studying, but the figures are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Everything else is simply combination of
That's all.
Yeah. But it's interesting, then I can use that, I can explain that. now.
Similarly, we understand the absolute truth in this way, in the Bhagavad Gita. Just find out. Bhumi rapanalo vayu khangamano buddhirevacha. 7th chapter. Bhumi, B-H-U-M-I.
Bhumi apo nava vayu kamano buddhiyevacha ahankara iti yame bina prakriti ashtata.
Bhinna prakriti me ashtata, yes.
Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my separated material energies.
Yes. Now this is the whole composition of the whole material world. These 8 elements: earth, water, fire, air, sky. This is gross, and mind, intelligence, ego, subtle. So the whole material, whole cosmic manifestation is a combination of these 8 things. Just like the same analogy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Do you think that's the only way to describe it? Do you think there could be an indefinite number of equivalent ways to describe it?
No, whatever you can take. Suppose you are what is called soil expert. The soil expert means you are studying the earth, that's all. You may be interested in light and heat. So, light and heat is fire. You're studying fire. You're studying electricity, then you're studying fire. You're studying gas. It's combination of water and fire. So you cannot go out of these elements. You cannot go out of these elements. Whatever you may be expert in particular line, but you are bound up within these 8 elements, that's all.
But
if you are psychologist, that means intelligence or mind, that is stated. Mana, buddhi, ahankar. So you cannot go outside. So here, Kṛṣṇa or God says, these 8 elements are my energy, separated energy. Separated energy means just like it is being recorded in the tape recorder. But when it will be replayed, it will speak exactly like me. The same sound, same everything. But I am not there. That is my separate. This is the example of separated energy. Similarly, all these 8 elements, they have come from the original source, God. And they are acting differently. So if I know God, I can know that these are different energies of God, that's all. Therefore my knowledge in God, if it is perfect, then I can understand perfectly all these material energies.
That's an example of what I was saying earlier about it doesn't seem to be necessary to have that particular theory or way of describing the world, to behave
There is no
properly.
necessity.
No.
Your real necessity is the absolute, where from these things have come. That is your real necessity.
And to understand the purpose of life, I think that's how the Buddha
That is purpose of life.
Yeah.
Because that is the purpose of human life especially, not all. Cats and dogs, they cannot understand. A human being can understand. Therefore, a human being's aim of life is to understand God.
That's a very good aim to have.
Yes. And if he understands God, he understands everything. Just like we speak with so many scientists, psychologists, and metaphysicists, and chemists, but we talk with them. Because we know the central point. Therefore we can detect what is the wrong entire in theory.
Can you use it for anything? Can you use it to detect what's wrong in any theory?
Any theory.
Yeah.
Any theory. Because we know the central point.
So you should be able to use it to predict things. You should be able to use it to
What is the use of prediction? Prediction we can also predict.
Yeah.
Predict just like I can predict you will die. Is that prediction? If I say you will die, is that prediction? Everyone knows. Or if I say in the month of January there will be snowfall, is that prediction?
Well, you might have a warm January.
Yeah, it is simply experience. And we can experience from the book. That is our point of view. We take the perfect knowledge from the perfect, everything is there, perfect. We take knowledge that the soul is not destroyed after the destruction of the body. But that's a fact.
What happens to it?
Huh?
What happens to the soul after the death of the body?
You have to accept another body out of these so many varieties of body.
Immediately?
Yes, immediately. Immediately, like this. If the example is given, just like you are walking. So, when you fix up your leg in right place, then you take up this leg. Not before that.
What happens with...
So, when sometimes a man remains in coma, that means what kind of life he will have to accept that is being judged by higher superior authority. And as it is a settler, he leaves this body and enters it. That is transmigration of the soul. Karmana dayunatren. Just like there is a judgment is going on in the High Court. So, what will be the next stage? So as the judgment is given, he must go to the prison and suffer so many days or so many months. Immediately he leaves this, goes there. That's all. But these rascals do not believe that there is a judge and there is judgment, there is life after death. Therefore I say they are rascals. I don't say, I mean whimsically. Because they are misleading, therefore they are rascals. So many human beings are misleading by false knowledge. How much disservice they are doing, they do not know. By giving false knowledge, misleading people. A blind man is giving lead to thousands of blind men. What is the result? All of them will fall into ditch. What is going on? Therefore, our policy is to accept perfect knowledge from the Supreme Perfect. That is perfect. Then we get, if that get knowledge, perfect knowledge, then we become perfect. Because man is imperfect or perfect on account of knowledge. See, one has got perfect knowledge, he is perfect. One has got imperfect knowledge, he is imperfect. Because my existence as living entity, I am cognizant, I want knowledge. So if my knowledge is perfect, then I am perfect. And if my knowledge is imperfect, then I am perfect. Just like they do not know that the soul is there and the soul is transmigrating from another, one body to another, they do not know.
How many people are there with perfect knowledge?
Anyone can become, provided he takes the perfect knowledge.
How long does that take?
And it takes immediately. If you are really serious, it takes immediately. Kṛṣṇa says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. Aham taha sarva papibhyo moksha. Master. Kṛṣṇa says, God says, that you simply surrender unto me. I give you protection from all imperfection. So how long it takes? A second. You simply surrender to Kṛṣṇa. And immediately a perfect life begins. Now if you keep yourself surrendered, then you, on and on, your life becomes perfect, more. Absolutely perfect. Tesam sadadriptanang bhajatam prītipūrbhagam buddhijogam dadānitam jīnamām upayanti. First of all, you have to accept this principle. Then you become immediately, your perfection life begins. Sriyap kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam. Anandam vivardhanam pratipadam purnamita swadam param vijayate Sri Kṛṣṇa Sankirtan. You can explain this verse. Chaitanya.
This is the first verse of the verses composed by Lord Chaitanya, who began this movement in its present form 500 years ago. The Vedas say he's an incarnation of Krishna himself. And the verse...
the Vedas 500 years ago?
They predicted his coming and said that he would be actually Krishna himself. So he didn't write except a few selected verses. This is the first verse. And translation is all glories to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, chanting of the names of the Lord. Because his chanting will cleanse the heart of all the dust that has accumulated there for years together. All the material conditioning that's been acquired from births and deaths is cleansed by the transcendental sound. And in this way, the fire of conditional life, repeated birth and death, is extinguished. And the troubles of this material life, summing up in the cycle of birth and death, is likened to being in a blazing fire condition of existence. He says it is the life of all transcendental knowledge, this chanting. It brings it to life, the whole process. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss by bringing more and more souls into it. And it helps us all to have a taste of the full nectar for which we're always anxious. Everybody's always anxious to enjoy fully, but he does not experience full enjoyment because he's not linked with the source, which is Krishna. The chanting forms an immediate link. It helps us have a taste of the full nectar for which we're always anxious. This is the verse. So this, for
Vidyavada Jivana, the reservoir of knowledge, Vidyavada Jivana, Anandam Divana, increasing spiritual bliss, then all perfectness, all these things can be achieved only by Param Vijayati, Sri Krishna. The process is very simple.
What would one do in order to? First of all, you can just chant the name. That seems to be the thing. But then there are some rules of behavior that one has to.
No, in the chanting of this mahā-mantra Hare Kṛṣṇa, there is no rule. You can chant without following any rule. There is no such thing. You simply chant Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma, Rāma Rāma. That's all. God has given you the tongue. So you can chant Hare Kṛṣṇa without any difficulty, without any loss. But why don't you try it if there is any gain?
Yeah, I try it. Why not? Are there any particular times of the day when?
No, any time. Simply you try to chant always.
Now what is the full chant?
Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma, Rāma Rāma, Hare Hare. You can give in writing.
I think I remember. Yeah. I think I can remember.
It's 16 words. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa. What? Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma, Rāma Rāma, Hare Hare. Actually 3 words. They are adjusted in 16 words.
What does Hare mean?
Hare means, the energy of God. There are 2 things, God and His energy. Just like fire. Fire itself and its energy. Is it not? 2 things, sir. Is it not?
Yeah.
Fire itself and its energy. heat or light, whatever you call. So similarly, God we cannot see at the present moment because we are materially dull, blind. We cannot see God. Therefore, common man cannot understand what is God. But he can see and feel his energy. It's like the sun planet. It is not possible to go there. But you can feel the energy of the sun planet, the sunshine. Any common man can understand. But it is a fact that sunshine is not important. The sun is important. That from the energy is coming. Is it not? Similarly, whatever we are seeing, that is already explained. Bhumi, Rāma, this material world. This is simply energy of God. So Hare means, the energy of God.
Rāma?
And Rāma means the God himself. Because there are two things, God and his energy. There is no three things. Actually there is one thing, only God. Without God there is no energy. Therefore he is absolute. But for our experience we can understand God is there, we cannot see God. Therefore we have to go through the energy. If you want to go to the sun planet, you must go through the sunshine. Therefore we offer our prayers to the energy also, that is Hare. Not only God, but his energy. Hare Kṛṣṇa means the Supreme, the all-attractive. We are also energy of God. So Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa. So simply pray, the energy of God, God, kindly accept him. This simple thing.
Delightful.
It's just like a child cries, "Mother, take me on your lap." The mother will take. You have to cry. That's all. Mother wants to see how much the child is anxious for me. As soon as mother sees, she is very much anxious. All right, come on, let's. He'll give up all other business, take the son on the lap. Similarly, we have to become little eager. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jugāitam mission, eagerness. One moment is just like 12 years. 12 years. Juga means 12 years. Jugāitam mission. Chakṣuṣā praviṣāitam. The torrents of rain of my tears. Sunnāitam jagat-sarvam. I find everything begun. Govinda without Krishna, without God. This is eagerness. When you become eager like that, God will reveal, yes, come on. Here I am. What is there? Simply he waits to see how much eager you are. But our eagerness is attracted by this material energy, illusion. We are engaged in studying physics, chemistry, and so many things, other things, politics, sociology, and biology, this logic, that logic, that's all. We are thinking we shall be happy, being attracted by the different varieties of energy. Therefore we pray to the energy, don't put me into illusion. This is an illusion. What will you do? Suppose you become a great physicist, does it? Even Professor Einstein, does it mean that you are free from death? Has all the scientists discovered something. Yes, I am the greatest scientist, Nobel Prize winner. There will be no more death. Where is that scientist? There will be no more disease. We have manufactured million types of best medicine, but can you stop disease? No, sir. So this is intelligence. So what is the use of cultivating this knowledge? The real problem is there, birth, death, old age and disease. How to get out of this? They do not know. They simply theorizing. This theory, that theory, that theory, that theory. What is the value of all these theories? You are compelled by nature. You are theoretician. As soon as nature will come, please get out from this platform. You have no theory. Finished all your knowledge. They are not thinking of that. They are not thinking of that. So what is the value of my theories? The real problems are there. And that is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Janmamittu janabhyadi dukkha doshana. This is real knowledge. So we are theorizing in so many ways. But we must always put forward before us. Here is birth, here is death, here is old age and disease.
Do your theories help you to deal with those problems?
Yeah. Very nice have been serious. How to solve these problems. And that is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita. That if you simply try to understand the absolute truth, Krishna, then immediately you get out of the clutches of death. Get out of clutches of death means you get out of clutches of birth also. Because where there is birth, there is death. If there is no death, then there is no birth. And if there is no birth, there is no disease, there is no old age. So Bhagavad Gita says that Janmam karnam sudibbam me janati tattva tatta deham punarjanmaneti. Anyone who simply understands Krishna and his activities, then he immediately becomes free from rebirth. Tatta, this body you have got, you have to give it up. But after giving up this body, I am not transmigrating to another material body. I am going directly to the spiritual world. Then there is no birth, death, old age and disease. Because as spirit soul, we have no birth, death, old age and disease. It is the body, the material body. So there is no such knowledge. Throughout the whole world, universities, they are not busy for acquiring this knowledge. Where is Samsundar?
You must excuse me, I have to go.
You have to go? Why?
I expected that.
Huh?
My lady friend who expected me back at about 10 o'clock.
So your lady friend will give you protection?
Yeah.
From birth, death, old age and this?
Well, maybe not.
So we can give you protection.
Yeah.
So I don't see him anywhere.
Well, I shall try my chanting. I shall do it. It's been very interesting. Thank you very much for giving me so much of your time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Please come again.
Yeah, we must. I think you've got something very nice going on.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Please.